Talk a little bit about the basics of what you want to bring backpacking if you're interested in going out. Remember, one of the main things you want to look at is weight. You want to carry as little as possible on your back. Now, if you're going out with a group of friends, it's kind of nice because you can distribute the weight. All right, but what I'm going to talk to you about today is more if you're going out yourself, everything that you would need. Hey everybody, so here to talk. So the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at backpacks. All right, now backpacks, there's two types. There's internal frame backpacks and external frame backpacks. I have both kinds. I am partial to the external frame pack, but this is an internal frame pack. This is kind of the industry standard right now. One of the big positives of this is it keeps your center of gravity closer to its natural position. All right, with the external frame packs, I'll talk about in a little bit, they hang back a little bit more. They're a little bit bulkier. Okay, so this is closer to the body, tighter to the body, okay, keeps you a little more balanced. So if you're going over a lot of rocks, if you are bushwhacking, all right, which is basically hiking without a trail, all right, these are going to be a better choice for you than an external frame pack. One of the negatives to this is it sits really close to your back, so there's no ventilation. All right, you can't strap too much to the outside. All right, it has a few pockets, but everything is pretty much meant to go inside. All right, the next type of pack is an external frame pack. So you can see the frame on here. And as I said, this one I'm a little more partial to. All right, this is my favorite pack. It's a big pack. Most people would not want to carry a pack this big. But I carry a lot. I carry what I need when I'm alone. And when I go out with my family, because I'm the biggest, I wind up carrying a little bit more than them. So they tend to be more affordable. All right, they do sit further away from your body a little bit, all right, which does increase that ventilation, all right, which is real nice on real hot days, and you're hiking, you're on mile 7, 8, 9, 10, all right, and you'll take any coolness you can get. The thing we want to look at is shelter. All right, so you're going to want to look at what your conditions are, okay, and basically what you're looking to use. All right, as far as the shelter, you want to make sure you're taking some type of backpacking shelter. All right, you don't want a big 8-person tent. All right, just because of the weight would be really tough to carry. All right, so you want to keep your shelters on the lower side of the weight. All right, so a couple different options. What I personally have, I have a couple things. I have a 2-man backpacking tent, which weighs about 3 pounds. Okay, I have this. This is probably the heaviest one I have, but it's my most comfortable. It is a hammock tent or hammock shelter. I just picked this up last year and I love it. And it really, one of the positives to this is you only need 2 trees. You don't need a clearing. You don't have to worry if there's rocks on the ground. All right, so if you're sleeping on the ground, those are definitely things that you need. All right, with this, you need 2 trees and just a little space to set it up. The other thing you can do, and if you're real hardcore, I've done this, not crazy about it, but is you can just use a tarp and a rope. Okay, so you can get a lightweight tarp. All right, string a rope across 2 trees, lay the tarp over it, and you can sleep under that. Okay. All right, so let's go into sleeping. We got our backpack. We talked about our shelter. Okay, this is probably one of the best. This and a shelter, 2 of the better investments you can make. This, a shelter, and a pack. 3 best investments you can make. Don't go cheap. Okay. As far as the bag, you want to make sure that it is the properly rated bag for what you're going to be using it for. Okay, so bags have different ratings based on degrees. Okay, a summer bag might be like a 50 degree and above bag. Okay, this is a 20 degree bag. I will use this all spring, summer, and fall. They do make 0 degree bags and negative degree bags. All right, as far as what you want to sleep on, you're going to want some kind of sleeping pad. Okay, so there's different variations that you can get. And again, it depends on what your needs are, okay, and what your comfort level needs to be. All right, so this is just a plain old foam pad. All right, it's a closed cell foam. Okay, we also have, and I'm not going to take them out of the package because they're kind of a pain to put back in, but we have Thermarest. Okay, so basically it's a closed cell foam that you can also blow air into, and they're very comfortable. Okay, so why do we want a pad? We don't want to sleep on that cold ground. We need a little insulation between us and the ground. All right, now, next up is food. You're going to need food. Okay, now you want to, again, keep the weight as low as possible in the food or with the food. One of the things that I do is I dehydrate my food. Okay, so that is a bowl of chili. That is 2 days of food right there. Okay, and all I need to do is rehydrate it. Now, I'm also carrying some other food like trail mix and things like that. Okay, but basically I rehydrate it. okay, and you're gonna need something to cook with to rehydrate it. All right, so basically, all right, this is a backpacking cook stove. This is an MSR Whisperlite, okay? You're gonna want a cook stove, and then you're gonna need some type of fuel for that stove, whatever you have. Okay, now this is probably a little bulky. These are about 20 years old. The newer ones are much smaller and carry a lot more gas and power in terms of being able to adjust your flame. All right, so you got that stuff, you got your food, got to eat out of something. All right, now again, we don't want to bring a lot of stuff. We're not packing a whole kitchen on our back. Okay, so right now this is pretty much my kitchen. I have 2 pots. I have a little pot inside of this bigger pot that I will use. Okay, all of this actually fits in here. All right, I have this, my multi-utensil spork, I guess you could call it. Got a little carabiner thing on there. But again, all right, so probably one of the most important things you're going to need is water. All right, and the other most important thing you need is the information of where to get water. All right, so you got to be able to look for rivers on a map if you're reading a map. All right, if you look at a lot of guidebooks of different trails, they'll tell you where there's different springs or water sources, okay? But you also have to be ready to treat your water or filter your water, okay? So it would be your choice what you want. There's different pros and cons to treating or filtering. All right, I do have a water treatment, a pure water treater, okay? It's good, but as you can see, it's kind of bulky and it's kind of big. And I found a better way, which is basically just this, which is iodine drops. Okay, so you would put 4 drops into a quart of water, okay, turn it upside, get some of that water with the treatment on the threads, okay, the treated water on the threads, turn it upside down, wait 20 minutes, and you have drinkable water. The taste isn't great, but you do get used to it, and if you add like powdered lemonade or something like that too, it is a little better. So those are your most basic survival needs. Next up, we'll talk about other needs you'll have, how to pack your gear into your pack, and how to put on a heavy backpack.